Hello and welcome to Piano TV. So today we're going to do a little bit of theory stuff and we're going to talk about major and minor keys and what the difference between them is and how to tell them apart and what it all means, and when you look at your music, how to figure out if your song is in a major key or a minor key. So let's hop right to it. So if you have a song in front of you and it says something or other C major, so like this minuet in C major, what this is telling you is that the song is written in the key of C major. And what that means is that the song is based on a C major scale, which if you remember correctly means it has no sharps or flats. So I'm gonna just play a C major scale for you just for reference. Another way that a piece will show you it's based on a C major scale in the key of C major, or whatever key it happens to be in, is the absence of sharps or flats in the key signature. So there's nothing there, it's completely blank. And our good old friend C major scale, since it has no sharps and flats, those are telling us the same thing. This next one I have up here is all something or other in G major, so this one's a suite. And that's telling us that this song is in the key of G major, which means it's based on G major scale. And if you remember G major scale from a previous video, and I'll link all this below if you haven't seen it, is that G major scale has one sharp, and you can see that in the key signature. So these are telling us the same things. The song title is telling us we're in the key of G major, and the key signature is telling us that we're in the key of G major. A lot of the time, a piece won't actually have the key in the name, like it won't always tell you the key it's in. In that case, you just gotta head on over to the key signature over here and see what that's telling you. So this key signature has one sharp, so we can deduce that this song is based on a G major scale. Except for minor scales and keys. So if you remember a previous video where we talked about the difference by ear between major and minor chords, major chords sound happy and minor chords sound sad. So the same is true of major and minor scales and keys. Minor scales sound sad, minor keys sound sad, and so on, etc. The best way that I can think to explain this, just work with me, is that every major scale has a minor doppelganger or evil twin, okay? So every single major scale you can think of, C major, G major, F major, whatever, there is somewhere in the shadows, lurking in the darkness, there is an evil twin of these. So, okay, so C major scale, no sharps or flats, right? Okay, so there is a minor scale, its twin, that also has no sharps and flats, just like C major, okay? So G major has an F sharp. There is a minor scale that also just has an F sharp. So every major scale has like a corresponding dark twin. You with me so far? There's a really simple way to find out each key's evil twin or minor equivalent if you want to get all technical. So here's a C on the piano, nothing fancy, and here's a C major scale. All I have to do to get the starting note of C's minor equivalent is to go down 3 half steps, 1, 2, 3, we land on an A. Here's an A natural minor scale. Now, since it's C major's evil twin, there's no sharps and flats for this one either. Now this is what it sounds like. You hear how much darker that is compared to a C major scale, which is so bright and happy. And we know they're twins and they're related because neither of them have sharps or flats. So, like I mentioned before, you find a major scale's minor equivalent by going down 3 half steps. 1, 2, 3. So we'll try a few others. So let's do another one. So the key of G, G major, has an F sharp. Here's the scale just to show you. Now, to find G major's doppelganger, we go back to the G, hop down 3 half steps, 1, 2, 3, and now we land on E. So to play an E natural minor scale, all we gotta do is remember the F sharp, because that's what G major and E minor have in common. So by now, you should be able to start hearing the difference in sound between the bright and happy major and the more like dark and solemn minor. Just for a couple more examples, if you were in the key of A major, to find the minor equivalent, you hop down 3 steps, 1, 2, 3. So A major and F sharp minor are kind of like they're the twins. So I'm just gonna pick some random ones. So D major, start on D to find the minor equivalent, 1, 2, 3. D major and B minor are the same. So let's do one more. Say you're playing E flat major, just cause. 1, 2, 3, E flat major and C minor share a key signature. They're twins. Now let's analyze another song. So what key do you think this one is? So let's look at the key signature, which is empty. So that's either telling us that the song is in the key of C major, or it's evil doppelganger twin, A minor. How do we tell the difference if it's going to be C major or A minor? Usually the beginning and the end of the song is where you'll find that information. So take a look at these very, very first notes. So the first letters in the left hand, we have an A, a C, and an E. And if you remember anything about how chords are formed, A, C, and E is an A minor chord. So I can say with like 99% confidence, based on this first chord, this is A minor, not C major. And even if you look at some of the other notes, the right hand, E, C, A, that's also outlining an A minor chord. So that to me is the best way to tell if it's going to be in a major or minor key. The end of the song will usually end on the chord or the notes based on that key too. Not always, but sometimes if you're a little confused at the intro, you can always look at the end and see what that tells you. I pulled up some flute music for the next example, because why not? All right, so now let's see if we can figure out this one too. So taking a look at the key signature, we have 1 sharp, so that's either going to be the key of G major, or if you go back 3 half steps, it's going to be the key of E minor. Now look at these first few notes in the right and the left hand. So the left hand starts on an E. So you got a pretty big clue right there. If you look at the first few notes of the right hand, we have a B, a G, and an E. Now, if you think about chords, E, G, and B is an E minor chord. So again, to me, that would be your biggest piece of information, that this song is in the key of E minor and not G major. And last but not least, let's take a look at the song that we learned in the previous video when we were learning the Land of the Silver Birch, and I will link to that just in case you missed it. So let's look at the key signature and see if we can figure it out. So there's no sharps and flats, which means that we're either going to be in the key of C major, or it's evil doppelganger twin A minor. So if you take a look at those first notes, A, E, and then in the right hand A, I can say with, well, I wrote this arrangement, so I can say with 100% confidence that A and E are 2 notes in an A minor chord. The middle note being forgotten is a C. So this is going to be in an A minor key instead of in the key of C major, because there's no notes at the beginning that would indicate C major. There's no C's, there's an E, but there's no G, so everything is pointing to it being in the key of A minor. I hope you found this information helpful and useful. I really think it's important to have an understanding of what key you're playing a song in, because it turns the kind of random, meaningless pattern of notes into something that has like more coherency and more shape. It really does. Understanding the theoretical concepts behind a piece makes it so much easier to learn. So without further ado, thank you for watching this video. You can subscribe, send me likes, and all those kind of nice happy rainbow lollipop things. Thank you and take care. It's a light bulb. I'm pointing to a light bulb.